Is your fence leaning and you want to fix it for good? Well, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that. So on this fence here, this post and that post are completely shot, where this whole fence is just moving like crazy. So what you're going to do, and this is probably the best way to fix your fence out of all the different ways to fix it. A lot of times you could take the whole fence apart and replace this post here, but a lot easier and more cost-effective way to do it, and it lasts forever, is you come here and you dig a hole right in the center of the bad post that you have on either side, and you install these galvanized fence posts. So this one here is just sitting in the hole right now, and then you're going to put these brackets on it, and that's what's going to attach to the fence post. And you can see this is considerably higher than the fence itself, so you're going to want to take a pile driver and drive this post down into the ground until this post is about even with this top of this fence. If you want it a little bit lower, you can do that as well. But I really like this style of fixing your fence because, for one, it lasts forever. You don't have to worry about this metal fence post rotting away like this wooden fence post. It looks like this wooden fence post wasn't installed too long ago, but it is rotting away. That's kind of what wood does, it rots. So by putting in these metal fence posts, and you can see we got them here, another metal fence post here, it's a lot cheaper to install these, and it lasts forever. And you can see we got metal fence posts all along this whole fence. We're basically fixing every post on this whole fence with these metal fence posts. And another good thing that I love about these fence posts is you can use them when you go to replace this fence in the future. So if you ever want to put a brand new fence on, you just tear down the old fence, and these metal posts stay here. So you just put your new fence right on these metal fence posts, and it's really cost effective when you go to replace your whole fence down the road. So it's not only cost effective for this fix right here, but it's cost effective for the future. So that's what we're doing here. So I'm going to show you guys step by step exactly how to put in these metal fence posts and how to fix your fence so it's not going like this. Okay, so now we're at the step we're going to pile drive this post in. So we're going to want to lean it down. This is your pile driver right here. We're going to lean it down and go ahead and put our pile driver on the post. And then these are our brackets. We're going to want to bring these down so we know where they meet with the fence and if we need to bring it out. Now I know this fence needs to come this way just a little bit, so we're not going to get right up on it. And we're also going to check this for level, or plumb is the correct word. Make sure we're there. That looks like it should be about good. And we're going to go ahead and just get our pile drive started real quick so it'll hold. And then we're going to pile drive it a little bit more just so it doesn't go nowhere. And then once we got it just holding there, we're going to go ahead and check it on the edge for straightness of all of them. Okay, we're looking pretty straight out of those. So then we're going to come over here. We want to make them all about the same height. So we're going to finish pile driving this one, making sure we are plumb. Okay, so we got that one all pile drive and looking pretty plumb. And if you need to adjust it a little bit, like we're going to need to adjust it just a smidge before we pour the concrete, we could definitely do that. But you want to get it pretty much straight. So we pretty much pound it down about a foot and a half into the ground. Our post hole is probably 12 to 16 inches deep. That's how much concrete we're going to put in there, and it's actually pile drived into the ground another foot or so. So this is going to work out great. So we're going to go ahead and pile drive the rest of these in, and then we're going to get to pouring the cement, let them dry, and then we're going to hook them back up to our fence and be good to go. Okay, now that we got the fence posts pile drived in, we got the posts, they're all plumb and everything like that, we're going to go ahead and cement them in. So what I like to do is just take a pan just like this. First get it a little bit wet, and then go ahead and set your concrete in there, and then go ahead and break it. I like to break it right at the center of it, just like that, and then kind of flip it over, and then open it up, just like that, to get it all out. And then go ahead and wet that. And then you're going to want to mix it together. This kind of cement works pretty good. You can also mix it in the hole itself, but I actually like it better. It's personal preference to mix it in a pan before you put it in the hole. I find that it doesn't take much longer to mix it before, and it also dries a lot quicker. If you mix it in the hole, for me, what I've found is it takes, typically, 3-4 hours to dry. But if you mix it in the pan before you put it in the hole, it dries a whole lot quicker. So I personally like it. And once you got it all mixed, we're gonna go and pour it in the hole. And you kind of take a 2x4 to mash it around, all around the post. And that seems about just the right amount of cement for that one. And again, these posts are pile drived into the ground, about 12-14 inches. Plus they got another 12-14 inches of concrete on them afterwards. So then once you get that, you're gonna wanna make sure your fence post is plumb. And if it's not, you can move it one way or another before the cement cures. But this one actually looks pretty good. So we're pretty good. We got this set, so we'll probably leave this fence post to sit for an hour or two. That'll be more than enough for it to cure. And then we'll go ahead and mount it to the fence via these brackets here, and we'll be good to go. All right, now that we got our fence posts all sunk in the concrete, see here the concrete is nice and cured right now. We let it sit for about an hour and 45 minutes, so it's nice and tight. So we're going to go ahead and attach it to our fence. So the first thing we're going to want to do with these fence post connectors here, is the correct word, is we're just going to need to tighten them up, and they're basically just run off of an 11 millimeter, and we're going to want to make sure we keep those straight, and then just go ahead and get those nice and tight. We do the top one, and then we're going to go ahead and do the bottom one. You want to hold it in place while you tighten them. Just like that, so they're nice and even with our rail. And then we're going to go ahead and just take I use these deckmate screws. They got the T25 outlet. So you just want to go ahead and put 4 screws in each one. Just like that, and you could actually see, I don't know if you saw it, but this whole fence kind of moved this way because all these posts are broken. So we're basically replacing what, the broken post with the good post. So, and then once we get all 4 screws in this bottom one, then we're going to go ahead and put the 4 screws in the top one. Okay, and then once you got all these connected to your fence is now nice and sturdy. And then now the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to take one of these 2x4x12s, and we're going to actually set them on top of the joint. So we're going to set them up here on top of our fence, and we're going to center them. So basically they're going to span where our old joint was on top of our old fence post. And by doing that, you're now strengthening the whole fence, because instead of where this used to be a pivot point, now it's going to have this board on top of it, and it's not going to go anywhere. So these fence posts are definitely the strongest things you could put in here, but this is kind of just one thing to finish it off. So yeah, that is how you go ahead and fix a sagging fence that is leaning over with a broken fence post. This is the way that I would recommend, going in with these metal fence posts. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel for more videos just like this. Thank you all so much, and have a great day.